Hi!
Hi!
So here we have a video out of our normal schedule of Thursday, Friday, Saturday because, oh my gosh, 10,000 followers, what?
Shakara!
How did it happen?
Okay, sorry, it shouldn't be Shakara, it should be like, well, yeah, obviously, because you're amazing.
Oh, mwah. Thank you, wife. Saw it coming all along, obviously. Yeah, doubled in size in a week. We're going to answer some of my most frequently asked questions, and I really do try and respond to everyone's comments, but now there are like quite a few a day. So if you left me a comment, I'm coming to it, I'm trying.
Okay, so question one. I think that's like, you find this really like almost quite offensive when people ask you this. You're just like, what? What's your response always?
If I am deaf.
Oh, yeah.
Why is there
you don't like the if because you're just like, you feel like they're doubting your truth.
Yes.
Yeah. They won't just accept you for who you are. They're like judging
you are deaf.
They're like trying to catch you out, aren't they? But I was like, but I know what they mean, because a lot of people are misunderstood with their meaning of deaf.
Yeah.
In that they think deaf means absolutely complete lack of hearing. But actually, you know, like if you think about it, it actually means a loss of power of hearing or like impaired hearing. So like when your old granny, they say, "Oh, sorry, darling, I'm a little bit deaf." Like that's the correct use of the word.
Yeah.
It means that your hearing is a lot less than someone with good hearing.
But you can still be a deaf person, but that doesn't mean that you can hear nothing.
But like, I think I was a bit like, oh yeah, like, yeah, you're deaf, but you can't be like that deaf, because when you're wearing your hearing aids, you can hear me really well, and you talk really well, and even when you haven't got your hearing aids, you seem to somehow know that I've said something in the other side, in the other room. I mean, you come to the room and like see what I've said, but you still kind of catch that I've gone, ah, or something, or Jessica. But then it wasn't until we went to the audiology appointment together, and they put us in this little sound booth, and they were like, we're gonna test your hearing, see if it's deteriorated or it hasn't got better, but you know, see if it's any, you know, we're gonna give you some new hearing aids basically. And we sat in a sound booth, and they were like, we're gonna put these headphones on you, and we're gonna play a range of notes, and you just press the button when you hear something, and you were like, okay. And I sat in there with you, and I was sat about 6 feet away from Jessica, just on my phone, and I couldn't hear anything at first either, and then eventually, you know, quite quickly I heard like really loud, like I could hear it like that loud.
She was sitting next to her and she said,
yeah,
right now.
And I looked at Jessica like, and you were just sitting there like waiting for some noise to happen, and then like they did that, and it was like a really high ear piercing. Well, I would have thrown my bloody headphones off if someone had put that in my ear. And then you were just like, maybe? Like, and then they did the low notes, and it was like, oh. And then you're like, because you heard that. And I was like, oh, okay, so she can hear low things more.
Yeah, definitely. If we're in the house and I've not got my hearing aids in, it's being hyper vigilant though, because I'm always in case.
Yeah,
about to say something
well, then
to
the
me.
next bit of this appointment was they were like, okay, well, you know, you're an intelligent girl and you've coped well with losing your hearing, and you weren't born deaf, so you understand speech and pattern and so on and what it sounds like. So, but we're going to test you now. I'm going to say some sentences, just random ones like the cat was on the hat, and you had to repeat the words. But she was allowed to look at the audiologist the first time, and Jessica pretty much got like 99% right. This was with your hearing aids in. And then she was like, okay, I'm going to do the same test, different sentences, obviously not so that you can't use your memory, but a similar sort of thing. But you're going to turn around and so that you can't see me like saying the words, but you can obviously still wear your hearing aids. And then, really interestingly, you only got about 60%, but because you couldn't see the lip patterning, you had to completely just guess it, and you had no context to put it to, so it was really difficult. And obviously the audiologist basically was like, well, you do very well because you work out speech and noises based on your situation and your context and conversation, you know. Sometimes I'm like, how did you know I said that? And you're like, well, oh, I went over to the plug socket and was like, oh, where's the charger for my iPad? And you were like, oh, it's downstairs, darling. And you didn't have your hearing aids in.
I know, so it's down by the mirror.
Yeah.
She was standing there like...
Yeah, and I was like, how did you know? And I was like, how did you know what I said? And she said, well, you went over to the plug and went, with a question. And I knew, so I worked out that must have been what you said. But it's basically a complete guess. I was like, well, I could have gone over to the plug and said, I can't wait to go out today. And then
I've had some cheese on toast.
But then you probably still would have answered with, oh, it's over there. Because you would have just assumed. So a lot of your coping with the world is just complete guesswork, which is why you get so tired.
Just throw some stuff out there. Yeah, talking to people is very tiring and very difficult. I don't think people understand. Because you're such an exception.
In what way?
Because
everything.
She's very special. Because we spend so much time together. I know what you're going to say.
Yeah,
I don't
just
actually
so
have to hear
predictable.
it. Oh, in a good way. In a loving way. In a lovely, wifely way.
Yeah. Anyway, I hope that answered. That's my point of view of answering the question of if you are deaf, why do you wear hearing aids? Sometimes I'm deaf. Like, some days I'm like a bit deaf. Some people are deaf to like certain words, aren't they? Like, you know, you say something and it's just like...
Out of your room.
They don't want to hear it, yeah. Exactly.
Deaf, by the way, is an adjective. Okay, I would say to anyone who asks me this, you don't look like you need a carer, come care for me for a week. And we'll see at the end what you have to say.
Yeah, in your company.
I'm charming, I'm lovely. But in the evenings you have to help me upstairs. And then, yeah, sometimes in the daytime as well.
Well, sometimes if you're like, haven't got a carer here and I come home from work, you're just laying like on the rug in the living room and I'm like, hi darling, you've been there long? And you're like, since 2 o'clock. I was like, okay, let's get you up.
Just the 4.5 hours.
Yeah, and the dogs are just like, you know, nuzzling at you. They're maybe considering eating you at this point. Like, it's been so long. We're really hungry.
I am working on having all of my videos captioned. Obviously I can't do it myself, however, because I can't line that stuff up sometimes. I'm having various friends help me to do it. If you'd also like to provide your own captions, and you can, go ahead. Please, dive in there.
They might change what you're saying if you say over that.
Oh, don't do that though, that's just mean. I made a video about this, it's in the description.
Why does anyone know the words?
Yeah, I really like lyrics, so I tend to look them up online.
Yeah, I do as well, because I'm just like really bad at retaining what someone has just said, especially if it's in a song.
Yeah, I like poetry, so I like song lyrics, so I look them up.
Jessica was like, someone asked me, how do I know like how a song sounds? And I was like, how do you know how a song sounds actually?
And you can find out in the video, it's coming on Thursday.
Sometimes you get upset when you feel a bit ostracised by like the deaf community because you belong in the like hearing world, but you are still deaf.
Yeah.
So you feel like you miss out on a lot and you're having to concentrate a lot to stay connected. And I said, well, when is the time when you feel less, like most connected and least in a bubble on your own in this little silent world? And she said when she goes dancing, because when you're dancing in a club, no one can hear each other talk. You have to all mouth and lip read, and everyone can feel the music as well as hearing it. And you can watch people moving, so it's like all your other senses are like alive then.
My sign language is SSE, Sign Supported English, which is the same signs as BSL, but the grammar is completely different. I had to explain to Clara it's been like Portuguese and Spanish. So if you're Spanish and someone speaks to you in Portuguese, you kind of get what they're saying, but it takes a bit of time, but then it's also quite difficult to do it back in return. That's what it's like. Also, BSL, British Sign Language, and ASL, American Sign Language, are completely different.
Like British Sign Language is on 2 hands, isn't it? Whereas ASL's all on 1. Well, I'm half English from my dad's side and half Chinese Malaysian. So my mother was Malaysian, but with Chinese heritage.
And then you get mistaken for being Spanish.
Yeah, Spanish, South American.
Native American.
The weirdest one was someone thought I was from Sweden. I was like, have you ever met or seen a Swedish person? I don't know where that was from. You could be from like Scandinavia or somewhere. Like, you know.
I am.
Well, good thing this question was asked.
Wow.
Yeah.
What is my makeup, Claudia? What's my genetic mix? Do you remember?
Okay, you are part Swedish, part American. Your father's just English, and your mother is half American, half Swedish.
Bit of Russian thrown in there.
Yeah. So grandfather was Swedish and Russian.
Hence the eyes. I have monolids because it's a really strong gene, apparently.
Yeah, your mum and your grandmother have that. I've got a friend. I've got
Oh dear.
well, two friends actually, who are both completely British, like a Caucasian, white British, and one has been asked lots and lots of times if he is Thai, and the other one, this is hilarious. I went to Malaysia travelling, and it was a time when Facebook would I don't know if it still does that on Facebook, but
no.
It tags your friends, suggested tags. It's like face recognition. It says, "Is this blah blah?" Anyway, it tagged a Buddha as my friend, who has no Southeast Asian blood in her, and for just comical reasons, I said yes, that is her.
Well, as mentioned in all of my brace videos, Claudia is a dentist.
Yeah.
Or as
your cousin Lola said, which was quite cute. I don't know if you heard this. Oh, hello, little one. She said that I'm a dartist.
A dartist?
And I was like, it sounds like that just means I play darts all the time. But she meant I'm a dentist cross artist.
Oh!
Yeah.
Which is what you are, yeah, you're a dartist. I am a TV presenter, producer, author, social media person, consultant, that's the word. Social media consultant.
Yeah, you've just helped design websites for people. You've written columns for magazines.
Yeah.
You've
people
done
advice on social media.
Advertising for certain companies.
So if you'd like to hire me,
so you kind of got your fingers in lots of pies.
many pies. Can't eat a pie, but I put my fingers in them. Tilly is a pomapoo.
Or, as that lady said to me when I went out walking, she was like, "What is that? That's not a dog." I said, it's a pomapoo. "Oh, you mean a designer mongrel?" And I was like, maybe.
That's our baby you're talking about.
And this is
Walter.
Bichon Frise.
Yeah, he's a fat Bichon Frise. He's the top end of size for a Bichon Frise.
He's like, "Oh,
We put him on a diet and he's not appreciating it.
No,
right
he's
now.
like chewing everything.
Yeah, he's eating cardboard. I buy my clothes at a range of different shops. You can find out where though by going to my Instagram, which is down in the description, because I list on the details photos where I get everything from.
Why does she wear those big skirts?
So I have easy access. I made a video about my makeup routine. Yes. Well, I made a video about my everyday makeup routine. I'm gonna make some more.
I have a very set routine.
Yeah, what's your makeup routine, Claudia?
I put on moisturiser or like your BB, the baby skin primer. So I put on
She puts on a foundation base. Yeah. She doesn't care. That's it. That's all you're getting of Claudia's makeup routine, because she can't be asked.
I put on moisturiser. That's about it.
Yeah, and then you put on 3 different types
And
of
then
foundation dotted around your face.
Yeah, I put on whatever.
You can't colour match.
And my colouring changes quite quickly, so and I haven't bothered to go and buy new tubes, and I don't like going to makeup artists in shops for them to put things on my face.
Why do I? Because I feel naked without a large skirt. You know, I wear what I like. So I put it all on, I look in the mirror and I'm like, yeah, let's add a hair flower to it. And then I feel really happy. I did wear jeans once for Halloween and it made me feel horrible and uncomfortable and I hated it.
Well, they look good on you.
And I have a massive bum. So...
Yeah, people probably don't realise it's sitting underneath a huge skirt, but you do have quite a large behind.
Yeah, Claudia likes it though, so it's all good.
You have some leggings,
Oh yeah.
but you don't wear them out in public.
No.
You just wear them around the house sometimes when we're doing like yoga and stuff.
When it's super chilly as well.
Yeah, or when it's really chilly, yeah, underneath your skirt.
But no, I'd never wear them out the house. People can see between my legs then. Thank you for watching! Yay! And thank you again for 10,000 subscribers. What? That's amazing. I'm so pleased. I'm so happy.
Give me 10.
Did it.